Quit wiggling around. help Midland Care, Skin the Chickadee Cafe. From the 23rd of September through the 30th, we're going to do a chicken fried steak special, and 15% of that proceeds goes to Midland Care.
Hey everybody, my name is Lindsay and I am the general manager of the Iron Rail Brewery. Come celebrate with us the celebration walk for Midland Care. We'll be donating 15% of our sales from just our pulled pork sandwich and a side. Come celebrate with us.
Hi, I'm Darlene Morgan of Melganeni Coffee Company, and we are really happy to partner with Midland Care for their 24th annual celebration walk. So during the week of September 23rd through the 30th, we are going to offer a meal deal that will give you a club sandwich with a side of either a pasta salad, side salad, or chips, and a cookie, all for $7. We look forward to seeing you, and we thank you so much for supporting Midland Care. It means a lot to us and the community as well. Thanks so much. Take care all.
Hey guys, North Star Steakhouse here. We're really excited to tell you that we're going to be part of the Midland Care Celebration Walk starting this next week.
September 22nd through the 26th, 25% of all proceeds on our sirloin for two will go to the Midland Healthcare Walk.
We're so excited to be a part of this. Hopefully you will be here to help us help them. Midland Care Celebration Walk.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Nancy Buckingham Harms, and I'm one of your social media ambassadors tonight. We'll be interacting throughout the evening, and I want to welcome you to the 2020 Celebration Walk. Please hit the share button, bring your friends, and let's raise some money for Midland Care Hospice and Palliative Care.
Hi, my name is John White. I'm going to be one of your social media hosts during the Celebration Walk. Here at Midland Care, I work with the PACE program. I look forward to talking to you during the Celebration Walk.
Hi, I'm Cassie. I'll be one of your social media hosts tonight. Welcome to the 24th Annual Celebration Walk.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome from wherever you are for our 24th annual Midland Care Celebration Walk. I'm Melissa Bruner with WIBW-TV, honored to be your host for this evening, alongside the President and CEO of Midland Care, Karen Weichert. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Melissa.
much for hosting us and for keeping this tradition alive, even though we're doing it in the virtual setting this year. As you were greeted today, that was the Santa Fe Band you were hearing, just like you would have if we were all gathered in person, Karen, at your campus on Fraser Circle.
Absolutely right. We wanted to try to replicate as many things as possible, and the Santa Fe Band has been starting us off for years, so they greet people as they come onto our grounds. We've tried to replicate everything except we missed the bounce houses and the funnel cakes. I personally am missing the funnel cakes.
We could probably cook you one up here before we go.
Okay.
Also this year, we were pleased to have the support of Dr. Robert Carnegie, the President and CEO of Stormont Vale Health. Unfortunately, Dr. Carnegie could not be here in person, but I know I've seen him all over WIBW-TV
Yes.
talking about this great event.
Yes, he's been a great supporter of this event and helping us out in many different ways, as has Stormont. They've been a wonderful partner to Midland Care through many, many years, and we've done many things together promoting health for folks in the community. So we really appreciate their work with us.
You had mentioned we're trying to keep a lot of traditions alive, even though we're in this virtual setting.
That's right.
Among that is honoring veterans.
That's
Why is
right.
that such an important tradition for Midland Care?
Well, for me personally, I was raised an Air Force kid. My father was in the Air Force, and so it's very special to me. I know the personal sacrifices so many veterans make and so many families make, and so we really want to honor them. And in eastern Kansas, we have a great many veterans who have retired in this area, so we really appreciate the opportunity to serve and to honor them.
And we also begin this evening by honoring our country with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was Ping Enriquez, and Ping has celebrated with us many years at our celebration walk and done the anthem and other songs and at our memory tree events, and has recently been one of our board members, so we really appreciate him.
That was beautiful. Ping
Yes.
does a wonderful job, and yes, thank him for sharing his talents. What are some of the other ways you honor veterans? I couldn't help but notice some pretty great pictures while Ping was
Yes.
singing.
Well, we are always part of the Heartland Honor Flight out of Kansas City, and those, of course, take veterans over to D.C. to view the monuments. Many of those monuments are in their honors, and so we want to be sure that our veterans get a chance to see them and know how special they are to us. Our staff have served as companions to them along the flights. They have taken their own family members. They've provided nursing care, and we provide the wheelchairs for those. Haven't had any this year, but we're looking forward to next year and 2 honor flights in 21.
When life returns somewhat back to normal,
Exactly.
right? I know it's so
Exactly.
special for the veterans to be able to do that. You also have something called We Honor Veterans. What is that?
Yes, So with the National Hospice and Palliative Care Organization, in collaboration with the Department of Veterans Affairs, there is really an emphasis on honoring veterans, understanding and being able to listen compassionately to the stories of veterans, and then to serve them and care for them and take care of their physical needs. And so we have really committed to that at Midland Care, to train our staff so that they can better serve the veterans who come to us.
Awesome. Well, part of what the Celebration Walk does is it provides support for Midland Care and the various programs that they provide in our community throughout the entire year. So throughout the evening, right below there on the bottom of the screen, you're seeing the various ways that you can support Midland Care tonight. So I hope if you're able to, that you take a little time and make a donation. It's very easy to do. And Karen, what is all of this going to support? We talked about services. What does Midland Care do in our community?
Well, this is the flagship event that we have. You know, we've 24 years. That's a long time. It raises usually about $125,000 for us, and at Midland Care, through the course of a year, we give away about $1 million worth of free care. And so this becomes a really important component of what we do so that we can raise the dollars. We're very honored that we've been able to serve so many people and never turn anyone away because they don't have resources. And events like this help us raise the dollars that we need.
Let's drill down a little bit on how that money is used. Certainly we think about hospice when we think about Midland, but you do a lot more than that.
We do a lot more than that, but certainly in hospice, a great many times we are using these dollars to help support people at the end of their life who don't have resources. We help with medications, equipment, and so on. It also supports our bereavement program. We have a very extensive bereavement program open to the whole community, whether we've served for them, served them or not, and all of that supported through donations of the community. So this is one of those events that helps make that happen.
Topeka has always been very generous. You have some great support this year from our corporate community partners such as Stormont Vail, who you already mentioned, a lot of others as well. And some exciting news they told us, Karen, that we're starting tonight with $61,000 that you in the community have been helping Midland Care. So that's good news, but we would like to go further because there are a lot of folks you want to help.
That's right. That's right. So our goal, of course, is $125,000, and so we're hoping to reach that tonight, and we're halfway there.
We are.
I mean, really, yes. It's going to be easy.
And again, we mentioned on the bottom of your screen is where you'll find the information. There are different ways you can text a donation, and also the address for Midland Care is 200 Southwest Fraser Circle. If perhaps you are, a lot of folks still like writing the check and mailing it in, and we will gladly accept your donation and your show of support.
And we want to really honor the people who have supported us for a long time. We have a lot of sponsors who year after year have helped, and Bartlett and West is one of those we would like to recognize tonight.
Bartlett and West employee owners donate time and raise money each year because many of us have benefited from the unique services offered by Midland Care. We have seen the compassion and professionalism from Midland employees, and we want to make sure that those who need these services can have access to them even if they can't pay for it. Bartlett and Westers spend time each year focused on raising money and having fun to benefit Midland Care. It's an opportunity to get people wet in the dunk tank, to wash a few cars, to compete against each other using loose pocket change, to enjoy sharing a meal with each other, and many other fundraising activities. It's also a chance for us to remember the great things Midland's employees do and the difference that they make in the lives of our community's seniors while breaking the routine for a few days. We enjoy being a part of Midland's Walk each year. And for many years, our employee owners have entertained children on the evening of the walk. Bartlett and West employee owners look forward to returning to the Midland Care campus next year for this special event that brings families together and remembers those who have been served by Midland.
Thank you, Bartlett and West, for your support. It's so very important to Midland Care. Another tradition of the Celebration Walk is the coloring contest, and we wanted to do that as well. So you had to kind of get online and upload your entries tonight and this year. So we have the winners to tell you about right now. We'll be getting in touch with you, and you'll be receiving a gift card to the toy store in Topeka. The coloring contest was open to children ages 3 to 12. Here are a few of the submissions from this year, looking great. So your winners for the 3 to 5-year-olds, Nora, congratulations to Nora. For the 6 to 7-year-olds, Audra was our winner. In the 8 to 9-year-olds, Sarah is the winner. And in the 10 to 12-year-olds, we have Emma, who is the winner. And your overall winner in the coloring contest this year is Belle. Congratulations to all of you for sharing your talents, and to everyone who took part in the coloring contest. The winners will be getting in touch with your parents so you can get your prizes.
Please make your donation to support Midland Care by texting Midland to 77977. We want to thank our corporate sponsor, UMB Bank.
Thank you, Dr. New, and thank you for all you do as a member of the Midland Care Board to support the organization and the work. Okay, one of the ways that we're raising money is a silent auction, and if you've ever seen me at any of these events, you know I love silent auctions. I'm kind of looking at my phone. Don't worry, I'm not being rude. Just checking to see if I got outbid. Great items to bid on. These are just a couple of them. This is a Super Bowl champions package, a couple of ball caps, some t-shirts. We also have in here some koozies. There's some Coca-Cola down here that you can't see, but trust me, it's there, and glasses because you need something to drink your beverage in. Also, this is a Jayhawk vintage KU gumball machine. Great addition to any rec room. Any KU fans might need that. KU's going to start letting fans in Memorial Stadium here on October 3rd, so you need this to get ready for the game. So you can log on to the silent auction right now. There's a link to do that when you go to the Midland Cares website. The silent auction is open until 8:30 tonight, so you want to get those bids in. It is just another way to support Midland Cares. Karen?
All right, thank you, Melissa. And we want to acknowledge another one of our donors and supporters for a long time, and that is Capital Federal.
My name is Ben Brocksterman.
My name is Stephanie Brocksterman.
And this is our son Owen's story. Talking about Owen, where do you even start? I mean, there's a lot to say. He was our third child, and we were so excited, especially when we found out we were having another boy. You know, it seemed like it was the perfect way to round out our family, and you know, we were just so excited to have him come, and then you know, he was born, and nothing was quite the way that we had planned on it being. You know, for anybody who's ever had a kid, you know that just thinking about it is filled with hopes and dreams and everything you see and envision for your child. From day one with Owen, it seemed like it was a lot more of the opposite. And so there was this period for us where it was a lot of learning to change our way of thinking. That's where the next part of our journey started. And I remember our first meeting with Midland. When we finished the meeting, that was when it felt real. But the team helped us to turn things around, and the conversation suddenly became about what we could do. You know, it was, how can we keep Owen at home? How can we keep him comfortable? How can we make sure that the time that we do have with him is as comfortable and stress-free, and you know, it gave us a little bit of power back as parents to feel like we could do something for once. You know, it wasn't what we wanted, but
not at all.
It gave us some power to know that there was something we could do. From day one, we felt like we had somebody to call. We had help if we needed it. We had backup if we needed it. Knowing that we had a team behind us who could help us continue to make the right decisions for our son. You know, if there was a day where we felt like he looked off or something wasn't quite right, we knew we could call the staff, and one of the nurses would come out right away and help take a look at him and help us adjust some of the machines or look at his medications or just do something that would help us. I think the biggest thing for us through all of it was just knowing that we had a team supporting us, and simultaneously, we had the medical staff that were, of course, watching Owen, but we had the support staff who were coming out to see our kids and visit with them and help have some conversations with them. We had the team that was always checking in on us. And again, just to know that we
had the support.
We had that support. The day that Owen died, we saw the signs, but I think I don't think there was any way for us to ever be prepared for that exact moment when we realized that it was time. But we made a phone call, and within half an hour somebody was here to help us. And we had not just the nurse, like I said, taking care of Owen, but they helped us do things that we wanted to do. They helped us get everything set up so that we could put all three of our kids in the bathtub together, because we'd never been able to do that. And that was really important to us. They helped us get everything situated so that we could all take turns holding him and spending time with him. And they were able to give us the ability to spend the time that we did have with him. And that day in particular, they were with us every step of the way. They were there to help before he died. Somebody from Midland was out to talk to our kids and help us have the conversation with them that it was time. And then as the day progressed and as Owen got weaker and weaker, they were back and forth to give us our time, but also they were never far. And that helped us to feel a lot more secure. That was, I think, something that made that day something that we could survive. We couldn't have done it without the help. Even since Owen's died, it's been really nice to know that we haven't been forgotten. They weren't just taking care of Owen, they're taking care of us. We got to participate in the celebration walk, and when we walked through all the luminaries and found Owen's name, before we'd even been there, some of the staff had stopped and colored on the sidewalk with some little messages about Owen. So we just knew that they remembered. And those things are just important, helping us to kind of put one foot in front of the other.
And cope with things, exactly.
It's the best we can. Looking back on everything, Owen was a gift. He taught us a lot as parents. He taught our families a lot. For the 176 days he was with us, he just really inspired people in more ways than many of us could hope to do in an entire lifetime. And really, I think that's the legacy that's kind of left behind as we sit here now. It's something that we're still learning. It's a journey that we're still on as parents, and it's something that we are going to carry with us forever, I think.
It's so special, Karen, and that really is what tonight is all about, celebrating and remembering people who may not be physically with us anymore, but certainly are always with us in our hearts. And people may be surprised to hear Owen's story, to talk about a child and the use of Midland Care services.
Well, I think that's the thing. We serve patients of all ages and all diagnoses, and sometimes people think it's just for the elderly, and we certainly serve a lot of elderly patients, but we serve all ages. And you can see this story is very special, and this family has become very special and a part of our Midland Care family. Tonight, they're actually lighting their luminary in memory of Owen together with their family, and I just think that's pretty special to know that we're all connected in that way.
And we hope everyone is lighting their luminaries right now. This, if you haven't already, would be a great time to shine a light on the loved one that you have in your heart tonight. People were invited to pick up their own at-home kits to be able to light your luminaries at home. The distribution was earlier this week, and Karen shared some of her thoughts then on what that was like.
We're here tonight at the distribution of the Luminaries. The Luminaries have been such an important part of the celebration walk. And tonight at our Westport property, we have the Luminaries lining all around the buildings that commemorate the lives of people we served between May 1st of 2019 and August 31st of 2020. Many people have made donations for the Luminary packets so that they can take those home and have their own service remembering the person that they love. Lighting that light and remembering that life. It's important to us all. Thank you for being a part of it.
And as I drove up tonight, Karen, I actually snapped a picture. It's on my Facebook page because the Luminaries outside the Midland building that we're at tonight, off of 21st and Westport, if you drive on past, you'll see them. More than 1,100? Yes. Why was it so important to keep this tradition alive, to really light up the community?
You know, because we have done this for so many years, and it's become important to people to come and see that luminary and see that name that they're remembering. And an amazing thing that happened this year, because we've been virtual, is that people from all across the country ordered luminaries to light them with us tonight. So tonight's a night of 1,000 stories as families out there are remembering and honoring people that they've loved that aren't with them tonight.
You sent them to Alaska, to Texas. I mean, we really are a community that's closer together even as we're apart.
That's right. That's right. It's pretty special to us and to them. And you know, when our bands are playing and the lights are shining on those luminaries and people walk through that on our sidewalk or even out here as they walk around, it just brings a strong moment to your heart to know that we're all connected in that way.
And if this connection is making a connection with you, remember your support of Midland Care means so much tonight, and there are ways that you can show your support with a donation at the bottom of your screen. And as Karen said, this is a night of thousands, hundreds of stories, and another of those is Twyla.
She was 1 year ahead of me in high school, and we were sitting together in about the same area right there, and I can always remember that smile when she looked over at me, that smile she had.
She loved animals. She loved animals, and she loved to help people. She worked at Community Action, she worked for Let's Help. And here's my mother. My mom and dad were married for 65 years. And we just, as children, thought it was just a perfect love story. They loved to do things together. They loved to go dancing. They loved to vacation.
She was a very ambitious person. She was intelligent too. She went through college, got good grades. We raised 3 children, and she turned out to be a very great mother. I couldn't ask for a better marriage. Nope, I couldn't ask for a better marriage.
When we found out my mother had pancreatic cancer, I knew that it was going to be bad. I didn't know how much longer she had, but I knew it was stage 4, and we knew that we were going to contact Midland right off. We had just found out about it, and we were very, very upset. And they wanted to know if we wanted someone to come out today, and we said no, but maybe tomorrow.
As soon as we get that call, we jump right in and make sure that they have what they need and find a level of comfort in this journey.
It would sure perk her up then when she knew that they were coming.
I knew, like the minute I met Bob and Twyla, that we were going to hit it off well, and we were going to get along really well.
I can always remember them back in the bedroom there talking. They'd be one of them laughing most of the time.
It was joyful, and there was never a dull moment. We were always laughing and having a good time.
And that just meant so much to us as the kids, just to see her laughing and not in pain.
It didn't get to her, it didn't bother her, you know, she just accepted it. So she just lived life and lived those moments, you know, happy.
They meant a whole bunch to my mother. She absolutely loved them.
Even till the day of her death, you know, they was both right here, just very emotional about it, you know, and yeah, it was very, very good all the way.
He loved her. It was just amazing. It was just that true love story.
They loved each other a lot. So it was very hard to see her pass because he lost his lifetime partner.
She was just an amazing woman.
They definitely felt like family to us, and they still do.
Every time I see them, it's just like part of the family, hugging and just talking about things. It's just great.
They're just a wonderful organization. They helped us through a lot of the bad times.
Oh, it just means the world to me, to knowing them that they done as well as they did, you know, it's just excellent.
She passed away in a way I was really thankful for. It was very peaceful, and so that meant a lot to us. She was happy and peaceful.
Hi, my name is Veronica Padilla, and I'm a proud member of the Midland Care Board of Directors. You can help Midland Care to raise funds by texting your gift to Midland at 77977. And we want to thank another sponsor. We thank you, KBS and Folston and Siefken.
Hello, I'm Dan Foltz, President of KBS Constructors. For the last several years, we've had the honor of being a Celebration Walk sponsor for Midland Care to raise funds for charity care for elders, for end-of-life care, as well as meal programs and other services. For over 40 years, Midland has supplied these services throughout Northeast Kansas in many communities and helped so many, many families through a very hard time. So it is our great honor to encourage you to join us to support the Celebration Walk, and please give generously to this great effort to help us support the frail elders in all our communities in Northeast Kansas.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Graber, partner in charge of Folston's Topeka office. Folston is a Kansas-based law firm with offices in Topeka, Wichita, and Overland Park. One of our core values is supporting the communities in which we live and work. We are pleased to once again support Midland Care in its Celebration Walk, especially during these turbulent times. It is times like these that organizations like Midland really shine, and we cannot be more pleased to support them and their mission. They have done so much for this community and even for members of our firm and their families in great times of need. From all of us at Folston, best wishes to everyone at Midland and the rest of the Topeka community.
Hello everyone, this is Kelly White, drummer with the band Easy Pieces from Topeka, Kansas. The Easy Pieces are proud to have performed live at many of Midland Care's previous annual celebration walks. And this year, we're honored to be able to participate virtually, to share our time and our talents in support of Midland Care's mission of providing the highest quality care to their patients and families. We hope you'll enjoy this video performance of one of the band's favorite ballads, Always on My Mind.
Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. If I made you feel second best, girl, I'm sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always those lonely, lonely times. I guess I never told you I'm so happy that you're mine. Little things I should have said and done. Girl, I'm sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Now tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. And give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. I'll keep you satisfied. Little things I should have said and done. Girl, I'm sorry I was blind. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
Easy Pieces, thank you so very much for sharing your talents. That was wonderful, and I'm always impressed how they can do that while still staying socially distanced. We are trying to condense about 3 hours worth of the Celebration Walk experience into 45 minutes for you tonight, so we can't have all of our bands perform, but certainly Easy Pieces, we thank you for sharing your time and talents every year along that walk route. Also, a big shout out to some of the other bands who perform for us that we couldn't have here in person tonight. The Topeka High Jazz and Drumline, Antiques and Collectibles, the Flamingos, the Paradise Band, the Bill Horn Band. The Paradise Band, by the way, some of you did get to hear as you were picking up your Luminary kits, your Celebrate the Dash kits earlier this week, and of course the Santa Fe Band got us started here on our virtual show tonight. So all of those, we thank you so very much for sharing your time and talents and supporting Midland Care.
It was just such a lonely journey for her until we got hospice involved.
Hospice House is a place where patients, their families and caregivers can come to provide hope, comfort, and support when they're struggling with symptoms that can't be controlled at home, or their families are needing support with regards to the decline of a loved one. And it's a place where families and caregivers can surround their loved ones as they die. In the general community, patients and families have the belief that hospice is really only for right at the end of life, when the Medicare hospice benefit is really for anyone who has about 6 months or less to live.
One thing that was really great was that 24-hour available hotline. So, you know, if during your time there you had a question about something that was going on, you could just pick up the phone and there would be an RN that you could talk to.
We also have social workers, chaplains, volunteers, physical therapists, occupational therapists. We have a team of people available to support patients living at home.
Boy, there was a whole team of people that really were there if we needed them, and it was a great assurance and a great thing to be able to walk through it that way.
Everybody just worked together so well and cared so much and was so compassionate with their words and with their touch.
Now it's easy to say, listen, Thank you very much for helping us through this. This was a defining moment in our life that everybody has to go through. And if you're going to go through it, you want help.
And of course, the hospice work is what Midland Care is perhaps best known for. So we thank all of you for being here tonight, joining us in celebrating and honoring your loved ones and supporting Midland Care as we help families through that journey. You can continue to do that. If you're able to make a gift, we certainly would appreciate it. You can go to midlandcare.org. You also can text the word Midland to 77977. But Midland, as we've been kind of hinting at throughout the evening, is a lot more than just hospice. Karen, what are some of those other programs you provide?
You know, through the last 4 decades, we've actually, just meeting needs of various people, we've developed different programs, and we've really spread across eastern Kansas. We have offices now here in Topeka, in Lawrence, Kansas City, Kansas, Ottawa, soon to be Emporia, and in Valley Falls we have a center. So we really do a lot more than hospice. Now, one of the things that we do is our program of all-inclusive care for the elderly. In fact, tonight we are sitting in the PACE Center, which is at 21st and Westport. And I think we have one of the stories to share about one of our participants. It's a very special program that helps to keep people in their own homes and helps them to age there, and we help with all of their medical care.
All right, let's go ahead and meet Kathy.
Kathy is one of my PACE participants. When she came here, I could tell she'd had some sort of traumatic experience because she really didn't want to interact a whole lot. She was very shy, very withdrawn.
At the time when she came here, she was having health problems herself, and shortly before she started this program, a couple of different times I had to leave work because she had to admit herself to the hospital.
After I got out of nursing homes, they said there's a program called Midland PACE that we think would be really good for you. And they said you'll be able to be more social and you won't be stuck in your house all the time.
She's just blossomed. It's a complete 360 from when she started.
So it's brought me out of my shell and got me more socialized. I'm happier now than I think I ever was.
We just flat out have fun. They dance. People that won't go to exercise group, you turn on Motown and they are shaking their groove thing.
It's a lot of fun things to make us decide we want to get up and not sit on our fannies all the time. I love to walk the halls and jam to Uptown Funk.
She leads a walking group, actually. She walks in the morning and then she'll walk in the afternoon. So if you hear music blaring up and down the hall, that's Kathy.
I love everybody here. They care, they're friendly, they're real encouraging. They're like my family.
I've learned more about grace and dealing with what life gives you in a positive way. That whole get up and do it, just do it. It's easy to say we keep people at home, but I've watched PACE do some pretty amazing things.
It makes our life easier.
It's just been a godsend. And I'm so thankful that I got to come to Midland PACE, and it's a good place to be. It's made the world a difference in my life. It really has.
It's wonderful
story.
what PACE can do. I love the dancing.
I know, it's great.
We're not
isn't
going to
it?
demo that for you all.
You know, each day we serve about 1,500 people, which is amazing to think that, but across our continuum of care and across our offices, about 1,500 a day. We have a home health program, we have adult daycare, we have some residential services, palliative care, a Thrive at Home, which is a support service, and we also have Meals on Wheels, which is a program that we added.
Meals on Wheels is very important to keeping seniors in their home, more for just the food too, more than just the food.
You know, especially during this time of COVID, and of course we combined with Meals on Wheels a couple of years ago. As two not-for-profits in this community, we thought, what better way to put more resources towards care and less resources towards administration? So that's what we did. And that has been very important through this time of COVID, as we've seen an increase in food insecurity, and we've needed to provide more meals. So we are so grateful for those who have supported our Meals on Wheels program and continue to do so.
Part of what drives Meals on Wheels, literally, are the volunteers, and some of that comes from your corporate partners. That includes Advisors Excel.
Yes.
Advisors Excel is proud to support Midland Care and the Meals on Wheels program. Over the past few years, we've adopted a meal delivery route, provided shelf-stable meals during the winter months, and provided insulated food delivery bags. Not only are you providing nutritious meals, but the Meals on Wheels program allows our community seniors to remain independent, stay safe, and stay connected. Advisors Excel would like to thank Midland Care for providing critical services to seniors in need.
Hi, my name is Dan Lill. I'm proud to be a board member of Midland Care. Thank you for your support. There's still plenty of time to make your donation by texting Midland to 77977. Pets become such an important part of our family, and we mourn their loss as well. These are some of the pets that are being remembered by many of you this evening. Sponsors. Oh. We'd like to thank our corporate sponsors, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and the University of Kansas, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas, and the University of Kansas Health System, St. Francis campus.
Thanks, Dan. And yes, all of our sponsors have been so very important, and we thank all of you for being with us as well, because all of you are important in this journey as well. You know, if you haven't gone to the Midland Care Celebration Walk Facebook page yet, you really need to. It will touch your heart. Thanks to so many of you who have posted photos of your luminaries at home. You've done some fantastic and just heart-touching messages about your loved ones, the photos that are there. So they had to get me a tissue earlier, because I started looking at those during while Easy Pieces was playing, Always on My Mind, and it was just the perfect backdrop for what everyone is doing at home with us tonight.
Yes, that's what makes this so special.
We're also glad that so many of you have been able to find it in your heart and able to share financially to support all the work that Midland Care does. The silent auction closed. You got a text. Hopefully you were informed that you won. I did my part as best I could.
But you did not win, I think. But anyway, we'll see. But yes, I have a total. I believe that our auction has raised almost $17,000, which
Give yourselves a hand
is
for bidding so much.
Incredible. And you know, you add that to the total that we already had raised, so we're very close to $80,000 right now, which is just incredible, and something that we thought we were going to have to cancel altogether. But the community has come through, and so we're so appreciative.
We certainly are, and we thank you for your support. If you can find it in your heart, you still are able to give. The information's right there on the bottom of what you're watching tonight, midlandcare.org. You can also do that text number as well for a very easy way to donate. So that concludes this portion of the program, but a very meaningful part is yet to come as we honor all of your loved ones with the traditional reading of the name. And for that, we will be turning it over to Chaplain Ray Berry and some of Midland Care's other volunteers. And we thank you all for being with us tonight.
My aunt was diagnosed with cancer. They gave her about 3 to 6 months, so it was kind of a quick transition.
We as humans don't have the mindset or the knowledge to deal with what's coming. Midland has always been able to assist us with that, and they do have that knowledge, and they have been through it over and over again. It was no longer a company. It was no longer a hospice. It was someone that cared about my aunt, that was helping her relieve the pain and get her angel wings.
Good evening. My name is Ray Berry. I'm one of the chaplains here at Midland, along with Ann Flynn and Delmar White. My assignment tonight is to offer a word of prayer for this celebration on this evening. And after I'm finished, we'll have the opportunity to just hear the names of the people that we've been able to serve on this year. Let us pray. Father, we just thank you this evening for all that you've done. We thank you for this celebration walk on tonight. Lord, we thank you that even in the midst of this COVID pandemic, we're still able to celebrate. Earlier in the year, it looked like this would not take place. But Father, due to the miracle of modern technology and the creativity of our development department, we're here celebrating on tonight. Father, we thank you for all that has already taken place. We've heard the many stories of the lives that we have touched, and this is just a small portion of what Midland has been able to do in this community down through the years. And Lord, soon we'll hear the names of all those that we've been able to serve this year. Almost 500 names will be read on tonight. And Lord, we thank you for the families that have entrusted their loved ones to our care, that we could come into their homes or their nursing facilities or wherever their loved ones were staying to offer comfort, hope, and support to them at such a critical stage of their lives. And Lord, we realize that their passing has created a great void in their lives. But I thought about the song that was sung by Easy Pieces on tonight. You're always on our mind. So, Father, they may be out of sight, but they're not out of mind. And tonight, Lord, we lift them up as they remember their loved ones. We thank you for all that we've been able to do in the community and all that the families have allowed us to do. These blessings we ask in your name. Thank God. Amen.
Soon we'll bow before our Maker, and with saints and angels sing with hearts ablaze. For he spoke the words that made us, spoke the words that saved us, spoke the words that raised. Like thunder, and with awe and wonder tremble at his gaze. There will kneel with all creation and with all the nations give him endless praise. Soon we'll hide behind our Savior, resting in his shelter as he pleads our case. He, the perfect satisfaction of the wrath of God, and offering in our place. He, the purchase of
Darren Abbey, Lila Ralston Accardi, Marjorie A. Achung, Daniel Adami, Opal Adams, Eugene Jean V. Adams, Opal Adams, Carlene Allen, Melvin Allen, Jennifer Althouse, Ernesto Alvarado, Joe Ann Floy Anderson, Crystal Dakisha Andrews, Emil L. Arp, Arthur Augustus Jr., Betty Bach, Kimmy Bach, Robert Bach, Carrie Cub Boehner, Brian Lee Bailey, Carol Bailey, Jeffrey Volch, Robert A. Baum, Randy Becker, Kenneth L. Bennett, Francis Berberich, Lynette Berg, Betty.
Mark Edward Bevel, Carol Jean Bibbert, Bud Bicknell, Jerry Bucknell, Jennifer Cavan Bigley, William Bill Bertell, Tricia Blackman, Phyllis Blaggoff, Donald Bliss, Gerald Jerry Boldra, Bill Bolyard, Brian Wayne Bolyard, Opal Bolyard, Eva May Bowles, Francis M. Bostrom, Jerry Bowling, Betty Bracken, Clyde A. Bracken, Mary Ann Bradley Holford, Bud Brooks, Sonny Brooks, Owen Brocksterman, Lou Bruno, Bob Burgart, Pat Burgart, Judy Cadwallader, Jay Campbell, Joey Campbell.
Helen Louise Carey, Lisa Carter, Gara J. Champion, Romualdo Chavez, Don Chesmore, Marvin Clark, Johnny Blue Clark, Don Sloop, Chris Clowers, Jim Clowers, Larry Coates, Kathy Kaufman, Danny Collins, Marvin Collins, Gunnar Colson, Mary Jane M. Cook, Marion Cox, Michael Cox, Hester Craig, John Craig, Mercedes Crowell, Alburn Glenn Craven, James Earl Cruikshank, Janet Shirley Cruikshank, Laura Lee Hummel Cruikshank, Catherine DeGand, Fleda I. Dean,
Floyd F. Dieter, John H. DeLeon, Bobby Ann Dennis, Todd Desch, Mitch DeZua, Diane and Julie, Dan Dister Sr., Lucy Dominguez, Pete Dominguez Jr., Walt Donahoe, Ron Duell, Mitchell Doucette, David A. Douglas, Leonard Butch Downing Sr., Ruthann Downing, Vera Dragonis, Dwayne Joseph Dreiling, Alan L. Drescher, John T. Dugan Jr., James L. Dunn, Cynthia P. Esther, Eileen Ecord, Barbara C. Edmonds, Ben Ellison, David Ingleton, Tessie Escobar, Richard Todd Etzel, Judy Fyrick,
Richard L. Fike, Shirley M. Fike, Hillary File, Jim File. In honor of staff and volunteers, Find a Bill's Resale Shop. Stephen Finger, Liz Fisher, Mark G. Fisher, Raymond J. Pete Fisher, Irene Fix, Leroy Flickinger, Nancy Flickinger, Lorraine D. Fondren, Thomas E. Forbes, J. Dell Fox, Mary C. Frank, Fred Friedley, Harda Friedley, Karen Fries, Sarah Frost, Brandy Funk, Timothy Funk Jr., Joyce Gaines, Carl V. Garner, Helen Garner, Isaac Nathan Gavick, Scott Gaylord, Fred Gee,
Rick Geiken, Dennis Gibson, Augustine Gomez, Joe M. Gomez, Yolanda Gomez, Edna Goss, Leroy E. Grandstaff, Stephen Gray, Carol Guerrero, Michael Guerrero, Rebecca Guerrero, Jerome D. Gutierrez, Winnie Haig, Francis Jean Hainline, Donald D. Hale, Dwayne Hamilton, Thelma Catherine Hansen, Tamra Harden, Charles Mike Harding, Frank Harding, Harley, Harmony Joe Duell Hines, Brian Harper, Donald Harris, Michael Harris, Kenneth W. Hartzell Sr., Estelle Harvey, Earl C. Jack Hawkins.
Robert Eugene Hawkins Sr., Jack Hahn, Jeffrey Hedrick, Sally Grammy Heslett, Lawrence F. Hyde, Deborah Heelis, Earl C. Hepworth, Leland F. Herzog, Aline Heselton, James R. Heselton, Harold Hilkeman, Mildred Hilkelman, Robert N. Hill, Becky Hodges, Richard A. Hodges, Robert W. Hodges, Mercedes Michelle Holford, Ellis Grace Holliday, Melissa Holloman, Cheryl Holt, Joshua Holt, Edwin O. Horn, Edward Houghton, Anita Huff, Robert Hugg, Marjorie Hummer, James Hunt,
Alice V. Hurst, D. Iott, Roger W. Jackson, Alice Jacobs, Vera Ann Jewell, Ernie L. Johnson, Irene D. Johnson, Joseph W. Johnson, Harry F. Jolly, Marcelina Juarez, Betty Caberline, Leonard Caberline, Chloe Emma Kaufman, Katerina Mariana Kaufman, Robin Keitherly, Calvin Keller, Ross Kelly, Velda Kemper, Bob D. Kern, Robert Kidd, Nina Kuhn, Carol Kimball, Mary Ann King, Julie A. Kisler, Carol J. Clem, Charles Clam, Daniel E. Clam, Dennis Kolbaba,
Rudy Kramer, Alvina Crohe, Judith D. Kutsky, Irene Lane, Michael Allen Lane, Maxine Lyric, Landon Ledstrom, Nathan Ledstrom, Arnold Leake, Becky Lehman, Jason Lehman, Julie Lehman, Joan Lemke, Vicki L. Lindemuth, Carolyn Lindsay, Russ Lindsay, Carolyn Long, Travis Long, Vicki L. Long, Wendy Ash Long, Kimberly Lutz, Richard Dick Maynor, Ardith Manzer, Beverly Martin, Daniel G. Martin, David Martinson, Virginia Martinson, Kathy A. Mast.
Bev Matney. Denise McClure Suskowski. Cindy McCullough. Kathleen Katie McGilvery. Paula McClone. Ernest McIntosh. Howard McIntosh. Rick McKinney. Irene Means. Donald Mears. Jack Meisinger. Charlie Menke. Doug Menke. W. Randy Merson. Laverne Edward Meyer. Vern Meyer. Jack Leon Miller. Cecil Miller Jr. Arch Miniger. Dorothy Miniger. Albert Benton Minor. Mary Irene Minor. Ralph Mitchell. Norma Mitchell. Virginia Mitchell. Eugene Mitchell. Carol Mogi, Mom.
Marion F. Cox Moans. Dorothy J. Moore. Janice Morin. Carmen Morstorff. Natalie Mott. Carlin Murphy. Sandy Music. Troy Neely. Sandra J. Nelson Mayo. David Adam Nicholson. Kenneth Nicolay. Kent Nicolay. Mary Nicolay. Edward Knoll. Kathy O'Brien Steiner. Grace Ortega. Isaac Ortega. Roger Ortega Sr. Tom Overton. Deborah Pack. Joan Pamami. Don Parks. Monty Parks. Gary Parnell. Donald Pascal. Francis Pascal. Nancy C. Paisley. Betty Pasqualone.
Rich Pascalone. Harvey Leon Pelton. Jean Pinnell. Eula Pershel Garcia. Alice K. Peterson. Charles Peterson. Larry Peters. Patricia Peterson. Eleanor Phillips. Robert C. Phillips. Nancy Pipemeyer. Rod Pipemeyer. Joanne Petrus. Jacksinito Jack Pineda. Alan Pippert. Elsa Pomeroy. Elsa H. Pomeroy. Jim Potter. Robert C. Powell. Wilma M. Powell. Francis Prohaska. Marianne Prohaska. James M. Puffy. Brenda Lee Purcell. Terry Quintana. Keith Gerald Ramsey. Robert Ratch. James P. Ray. Dr. Paul Rebeck.
Don Redmond. Glenn Reese. J. Teresa Riley. Garth Relihan. Betty Renier. Clarence Renier. Dana Reynolds. Halleck Richardson. Kirk Richardson. Harold Reiner. Helen W. Reiner. Donna Robinson. Filiberto Rodriguez Sr. Lydia Rodriguez. William G. Rodner. Rogie Rogan-Mosier. Joyce Ann Rogers. Rosie Rogers. Dell Rogers. Merla Rogers. Robert Rook. Mary Bell Ross. Carolyn L. Rowdybush. Carolyn Ruby. Carol Roots. Lee Roots. Andrea L. Sage. Frank S. Saya.
Georgia Sales. Wendell Sales. Max Sally. Terry Sample. Adina San. Elmer San. Terry San. Incencio Ivan Zapata. Tomasa Zapata. Edward Schaub. Dorothy E. Scheffelbein Fields. Anna Schim. Rosemarie Schetzelbaum. Vincent Schetzelbaum. Kathy Schluter. Les Schluter. Allender Scott. Melvin Searin. Bernice Sellers. William Sellers. Thelma Shannon. Ronald E. Sheldon. Susie Shepard. Dick Sherman. Michael Joe Shobney. Isabel Sameka. Pat Simmons. Lyle Sipple.
Steve Sipple. Tim Sipple. Troy Smith. Clinton Smith, Jr. Edward Ray Smith. Elizabeth Betty Smith. Joanne Smith. Michael R. Smith. Patricia Faith Smith. Robert Bob Sosna. V. Southamavong. Karen Soyland. Leo Soyland. Bud Spielman. Betty J. Spiker, Gordon P. Spiker, Jimmy Starr, Lee Starr, Howard States, Vincent J. Steinbach, Robert Bob L. Stevens, Marvin L. Stevens, Annabelle C. Stice, James D. Stice, Edward Hayes Strait, Jr., Francis Fay Strait, Martha Ann Strait, Lilliam Sullins,
Richard Sullins, Kim Fike Sullivan, Charles E. Cipher, Mark Tanking, Ray Tarwater, Alvin Teft, Blake Aaron Thomas, Ward Leon Thompson, B. Thompson, Janice Thompson, Joe Ann Tomes, James Tinker, Janice Tinker, Katie Todd, George Torque, Randy Turrentine, Larry Yule, Ben Van de Velde, John E. Vassar, Vera, William R. Vincent, Gary W. Vines Sr., Dwayne Vobach, Rose Marie Vobach, Leighton Voorhees, Sheila Renee Walker, Robert W. Ward, Joe Weekly,
Katie Weekly, Isaac Lee Weichert, Hazel Windland, Richard Windland, Earl J. Wentworth, Dorothy Marie Holford White, Geraldine White, Willard Ray White, Mary Lou Wyke, Janice Wilkes, Marilyn Wahagamuth, Drake Woods, George B. Woods, Darlene L. Woolbright, Bill Wright, Betty Yeager, Dorothy Young, Frank Young, Belvia Youngers, Richard Youngers, Nancy Henry Zwiener, Carl Lindenmuth, Carlene Lindenmuth, Robert Champion, Charles Clark, Karen I. Hesseltine, Elmer Dwayne Pitts, Carolyn Rowdybush,
They are our spouses. There are our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, our children, our grandchildren. There are siblings and our friends. And tonight, through the lighting of the luminaries, we remembered them. Through releasing the butterflies, we honored them. And through reading the names, we held them in our hearts. We want to thank you for being with us tonight. This is such a special event for us. We thank you for your support. We hope in some small way you felt us supporting you tonight. So thank you. Thank you for that, for being a part of this family of Midland Care. And with that, I look forward to seeing you all next year at the 2021 Midland Care Celebration Walk. Good night.